There is no doubt that Ngunjiri Wambugu, the Nyeri town legislator, is one of the most fascinating politicians we have in the country currently. Indeed, lately, he has been so much in the news that it is difficult to believe that he's a first-time legislator. And when you dig deeper, into the background of this politician, you find out, as we shall in this show, that things get even more interesting. Would you believe that Bwana Wambugu was once a very staunch supporter of Raila Odinga and a member of the ODM party? But maybe that is not so difficult to believe when you realize that his star has risen. He has become much more prominent since the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Because the ODM leader has been Wambugu's main mentor. Oh yes. For all intents and purposes, Wambugu is a son of Raila Odinga, a political son. And so it would make perfect sense to a political analyst that Ngunjiri Wambugu has now emerged as the main de facto spokesperson for Team Kieleweke. Why should all this be of interest to us? Indeed, great interest. I'll tell you. As a political analyst, or anybody who wants to understand Kenyan politics, or politics of any country, one would need to appreciate the fact that there are some politicians whom, when they speak, you can be sure that they're speaking the hearts and minds of the leaders of that particular political outfit. And in this case, we're talking about the leadership of Kenya. And after you have identified such characters, then your work in analyzing politics becomes much easier. Because you know for a fact that when that particular politician speaks, issues a statement, then you need to pay very careful attention. Because they will clearly show you the direction in which their bosses or the leaders of their party is going. You know, when Bwana Wambugu started criticizing the deputy president, and indeed he was one of the very first politicians within the Jubilee party, to start in that direction, many thought that this was a first-time rookie legislator who had forgotten to tie up his shoelaces properly and had ended up tripping on them. Many just ignored him. Other politicians within Jubilee even criticized him. But hey, look where we are today. This is a man with his hands on the pulse of the nation. And so it's not a waste of time getting to know him better. Now I want to take you back to an incident that occurred in 2017 before Ngunjiri Wambugu was elected. In fact, it was just before the general elections. Rumors started escalating that Ngunjiri Wambugu was actually the biological son of a very famous Kenyan politician, now deceased, by the name Gigi Kariuki. And the rumors were fueled further when a close confidant of Gigi Kariuki claimed that the late senator, he was a senator from 2013, but going into the 2017 elections, the late senator in April, after he had lost the Jubilee nominations, commented and said that at least one of his sons, and he was referring to Wambugu, had clinched the Jubilee ticket. And of course it did not help that when you compare their looks in a photograph, they look very much alike. Now Ngunjiri Wambugu has come out and strongly denied those rumors. He has said very categorically, they are not true. Now that on aside, it is super fascinating how both these two politicians are so similar in the way they play their politics. Now, I'm sure many on this channel are not familiar with Gigi Kariuki, the late Gigi Kariuki. So let's take a quick look. Gigi Kariuki, the Gigi stands for Godfrey Gitahi, entered politics in 1963, when the country gained its independence, shortly after he had resigned from the job he was doing. He was actually a cook to a white settler. And he ended up having the distinction, of being one of the very few politicians in the country who have served under all four presidents. He served under Jomo Kenyatta, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, Mwai Kibaki, and Uhuru Kenyatta. He came to national limelight during the early presidency of Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Gigi Kariuki, Charles Njonjo, and Nicholas Biwott all used to ride inside the presidential limousine with President Moi early in his presidency. In fact, Kenyans started referring to these people who were riding with the president in his limousine as Moi's three wives. Naturally, at the time, Gigi was very powerful, and of course very close to the president. Now, Bwana Kariuki ended up writing a biography, about his life in politics, titled Illusion of Power, 50 Years in Kenyan Politics. Now, the similarities between Ngunjiri Wambugu and the late Gigi Kariuki in terms of their approach to politics are many. But probably the one that stands out is the ability to read the mood, the political mood, and direction, and then to make a bold move to be ahead of other politicians, ahead of your competitors, and taking the new road, even if it's controversial, when other politicians still don't know what's happening. That is precisely how Gigi Kariuki ended up being such a close confidant of President Daniel arap Moi, and that is also how Ngunjiri Wambugu has ended up pointing us in the right direction of where things are going in our current Kenyan politics. Bottom line, currently, this is not the politician to ignore or to take their statements lightly. No. Now, ordinarily, when a politician plays such a major role in national politics, there is the danger of losing touch with their constituents on the ground, the people who elected them into parliament. And it is instructive to note that the Nyeri town constituency, that Bwana Ngunjiri represents, has had a distinction for a long time of never re-electing a member of parliament. So that means you go to parliament, you do your term, but the chances of you being re-elected are very slim when your first term ends. Over the years, only one legislator has broken that jinx. And of course it's Esther Murugi Madenge. And you can say in her situation, she was lucky, because she was member of parliament during a very major transition period for the country. She was elected first in 2007, served in the Kibaki administration, and then was re-elected in 2013. And the way our politics are going currently, it is clear that it's not going to be easy for Ngunjiri Wambugu to be re-elected. It will be an uphill task for him, for sure. But meanwhile, if you want to read the tea leaves of Kenyan politics, this is the man to pay careful attention to. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.